live to your own feed, as it were, and make sure we're going
Nice.
live here. And come on, wait till you guys show up. Cool. Yeah, come on, baby. Wait. You can wait. I'll hit the wait button. Just let it figure itself out, guys. So, all right, we'll just continue on. There we go. We'll just continue on, do what we do, muscling through all the things we muscle through. Isn't that right there? Good old Jennifer. All right, good, perfect, good. And Jennifer's with us, or are you frozen? No, she's reading. I saw her move. She's good. Okay, so welcome to tonight. Every Sunday we get together and we talk about metabolic health as it relates to the mind. And oftentimes we start with our Cheryl, who is had an identical twin sister who at age 54 was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and at 61, 7 years later, died. Now, so when people talk about Alzheimer's, dementia as a function of genetics, where there is a propensity potentially with the APOE4 and that, but here's identical mirror twins, identical, raised together, not born together and then separated. They were raised together. They had their own language. I mean, they're identical mirror twins. And one develops Alzheimer's and the other doesn't. So when you have someone that says it's genetic, well, that's interesting, but it doesn't absolutely mean it. Now, what genetic things that happen, I mean, I'm kind of brownish, and that's kind of a function of the 23andMe, right? My mom was, and we're celebrating 250, right? Celebrating 250, right? Okay. So my dad came from the Philippines in 1947. Okay. And so, yes, we eat a lot of rice. Okay. Yeah, likes that. But anyway, but my mom goes back to the original Jamestown colony. The original Jamestown colony. So my mom's side, white as snow. And then there's dad. And so we have this blend, right? That's what happened. But when you have identical twins, they are identical. And we have Kia, and Kia, you have triplets. I mean, for heaven's sakes, Coach Kimmy, if you didn't know, this family has a lot of stuff going on, okay? And Kimmy has triplets. So we talk about genetics, and so that's how that stuff works. So anyway, I want to talk about caregiving and a lot today. And Kaya dropped out again. Oh my goodness, it's always so fun. So we have things going on all the time, don't we? But I'm missing today in caregiving land is Andrea. And we are going to take a half a second and give applause for prayer for Andrea, because she's caring for her father now in the ER. Stroke, heart attack, we aren't for sure. She's caring for her mother that is suffering from what we refer to as type 4 diabetes, right, with the big C. And then Andrea, as a caregiver in her own right for her spouse's parents, they modified their home. And cared for two parents and a special needs child. So when we talk about caregiving, we're talking, ladies and gentlemen, from experience. And myself, I'm the old person here, oldest. I look at, right? I'm 74. And by the way, just so you guys understand, we're celebrating the 250, right? I want you to understand, I did some math. I have lived 30% of those 250. Because I'm 75 this year. I was all excited. I thought, oh, look, I lived a third of it. No, I'd have to be 83. And Cheryl's not even 83. But I lived a third of it. So think about that. I have lived a third of the United States lifetime. So I think I've seen a thing or two, right? I think, and isn't there an insurance company that has a, we've seen a thing or two, bump it or bump, 5 whatever. Anyway, I digress. Anyway. So, but we talk about it. We're talking about the experience. My mother is 97 and lives in her own home, does suffer from a dementia, but she's almost 4 years on hospice, and we have 24-hour boots on the ground in a niece. We have respite for the niece. We have hospice nurses come in, bookends the week kind of a thing. And I'm the oldest of 10, Kimmy, and of the 10 of us, we live in 8 different states, and one of us is coming in at least one time a month for a weekend. I give our caregiver, our niece, another respite. So we are totally engaged in this. So I am fully embraced in the idea of caregiving. So that's one of the things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about caregiving also in the frame, Jennifer, that we've talked about before in terms of lifestyle. And lifestyle is lifestyle both for us as caregivers and the things we need to be able to do. And then also based on more and more research as it's coming out about lifestyle and prevention. Now, we do know that, well, let me ask you this, guys, how many drugs are there out there right now for Alzheimer's dementia? Anybody have a clue about how many there are out there right now going on through trials? Any guess? Anybody want to guess?
I don't have an idea, but I know that there's got to be many. Probably hundreds.
Yeah. There's hundreds, literally hundreds. I know that there's got to be many. And there's not one. There's not one for prevention. There's not one for prevention. They are all for what? Conditions. They are all for conditions, right? Now follow me on this. I love going down these rabbit holes. When you start looking at it this way, we have managed care. Have you heard of managed care? You've heard of managed care. So my head goes, well, where did the word come from? What's the word for, where did manage, what's its roots? And we start looking at what the roots are for managed care. Managed goes back to manus, which is hand, Latin. Okay, we're good with that. So when did that word start being used? Well, let's go back from the Latin. Then in the Italian and the French started using it with horsemanship, with equine, to manage, to lead, to train. Okay, when did it come into the modern vernacular for medical? It came in about 1983 with managed care, which was part of the HMO, the Health Maintenance Organizations. Mm-hmm. When that came in, that's when that all came about. Now think about this. Do you remember how this, you guys aren't old enough, but how this actually came about is that what it would happen is that insurance companies would have a plan, right? And the hospitals, clinicals got together. We have all these people. And they go, if you get this number of people, we'll be able to give you this rates. And so they could manage it. That's why there's permission all the time. So they would gather you together and sell you to the insurance companies as a bargaining chip for rates. That's how managed care came about. And they manage and direct you like horses, like you would train equine or a wagon train, dog sleds. But that's where the whole idea of managed care comes on. Now some of the stuff kind of starts making some sense, doesn't it, Jennifer? It just does. It just starts pulling together. So we've got hundreds of drugs in the works, and they're all for treatment or management of care. So anyway, Jennifer, how's your week going? Are you with me? Can I hear you? Oh, your mic's off.
Jennifer?
Jennifer, your mic is off. Are you with me? Hello?
No, there's a lot of feedback, George. Can you hear
Is
me?
there? I can hear you, Kay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that Kimmy or Kay? That's Kay I hear.
Kay.
Okay, is there a lot of is the feedback on my end? Are you with me?
I can't tell where I can't. Okay, Jennifer.
I am. We're having technical difficulties. Kimmy has dropped. Kahea has dropped. I can't hear you on my phone. I have to use an additional phone to hear you.
All right, I'm going to pull this out.
So I'm not sure what exactly is happening.
Okay. Yeah. All right, let me see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is there a lot of is the? All right. Now can you hear me? Is it better?
I can hear you, George, but it seems like the relay is getting to Jennifer quite late because I just heard our previous conversation go on her other phone.
Well, bugger duggers. And where'd Kimmy go? Totally away?
I hear you. I hear you. I'm here.
Okay, we just don't see it.
So it is delayed for me to listen to it on Facebook.
You see me?
Yeah.
I can't interact with you right now because if I can't hear what you're asking me, I have to put it on mute to listen to what you say, and it's delayed.
Oh, okay. All right. And I can't see.
So I'm going to go back out again.
Okay.
Because I could hear you for a minute until somebody pops in, and then I can't hear you anymore.
Jennifer's talking.
And Kimmy, Coach Kimmy, I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
You can't see me? I'm here.
And Kaya,
you see me now?
Nope, I got no pictures.
Now I don't hear you.
Come on, Mom.
I don't hear you now.
Now you don't hear me. Let's see. Okay, my mic is going. My mic is going all right. So I know I'm good from that standpoint.
That's why I had to move. That's why I moved, because I couldn't hear you either. So I figured if I moved, it might be me.
Okay, I hear someone.
I can hear the lady.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Kimmy, I can hear you.
Okay. But I couldn't hear George.
Hear I can hear
George, I hear you. Check.
Yeah.
Check. So now what we don't have.
I don't hear George.
Oh, good gravy, mother.
Yeah, it's when somebody pops out, then we all can hear. Somebody pops back in, and we can't hear one of them.
Oh.
Well, what the flying horse thing here? Let me see here. Let's just see what we can do. Let's see. We're gonna try something else. There, now that's scattered. How's that? Nope, nobody's there. How's that? Anybody there? No. You can hear me okay though?
Yes, no? You.
Okay, yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
But Coach Kimmy cannot.
I don't hear George.
Okay. All right. Well then, good. We can move on. And Carla, you can now see Jenny and George. Okay. Thank you, Carla. Oh my gosh, good gravy. Well, we're going to tell you what, we're going to continue just busting through this thing today because I really want to hear some stories about caregiving from some people that are actually doing it. And that includes our good new friend.
I don't hear him.
Kimmy.
Okay, she can't hear you, so I'm going to hop off and I'll listen. And when she's done talking, I'll pop back in.
Very good. Okay, we'll see if that works. Kimmy, Coach Kimmy,
I hear you.
You can hear me.
I hear you. Yes.
All right. Well, Coach Kimmy, tell us a little about your experience with caregiving from the side of being the caregiver. What kind of caregiving have you done, and what have you experienced? And let's introduce yourselves to the world here.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm affectionately called Coach Kimmy Dublin, and I do live in Florida. I have an elderly mother who's still alive at 93. She'll actually be 94 this month on the 16th.
You love it.
And my sister is her primary caregiver, but I'm also I'll make myself available for the weekends, maybe weeks at a time during the month. Whenever she really needs a break, we do that. My mother suffered a moderate stroke about 7 years ago, and she had a major stroke, which will be 2 years in August, where she was paralyzed on her left side. She also suffered a pulmonary embolus when she was hospitalized. And she went through I thought at one time that we were going to really lose her. She's been active, not walking with a cane. They say she has high blood pressure. But after this last stroke, she went to rehab. She went into the facility for about maybe 6 to 8 weeks, came out walking with a cane. And I noted from that time that after this stroke and everything, she had more signs of the dementia. Okay. But mommy's really doing pretty well. She's only on about 4 medications. They wanted to place her on something for osteoporosis, and I told my sister absolutely not. She's sipping the tea. Then I don't know how consistent she is when she's not away with me, because my sister is also on the protocol, but not as active. And so I take care of her. I find that when she comes, that's mommy. We have conversations. Sometimes she doesn't conversate as much as I maybe want to, but she's really doing really well. And I feel that the tea has been really helping her, because she's been having swelling from on that left side from the residuals of the stroke. But short-term memory, I see is not as sharp as it had been, but she's getting better every day. And I also had my father, who passed in 2019, was a type 2 diabetic. Now, if he were here, I know that he would have been into 100 years. Knowing what I know now, Dad would have been on, but he was a type 2 diabetic, peripheral arterial disease, lost his sight at 87, and he was a double amputee before he left this world at 94. So I am on a mission to help people to know that I will not be a statistic, nor will anyone else on my watch, because I know better now.
Sure. And in the process of that, what did you learn about the changes in caregiving for your dad, now for your mom? What have you learned through your own practice and experience? What do you see now that gives you more hope?
Well, I tell you one thing, it's tough being a caregiver. I admire greatly my sister and anyone else that takes care of anyone that's been affected with insulin resistance or so-called diseases that have been described. It's challenging, because not only do you love your parent or the one whom you're taking care of. I actually traveled from Florida to Alabama to take care of my father, and that was tough. That I even at one point I could say that I felt guilt because I couldn't do more for him. Being that I was on the system, I started the Feel Great system in 2024. My father passed in 2019. As I said, if I knowing what I know now, Dad would have been so much, much, much better.
You bet. You bet. Now, is your sister physically closer to your mom? That's why she has more responsibility. Is that kind of what's going on in that dynamic?
Well, they're about an hour away from me as far as distance, but they were always the closest, yes. Okay. She's the middle daughter, and she took care of her mainly. And why I allowed her to stay with my sister was because, for one thing, Mom was still really active in church at that time. And her church was only about 10 minutes away.
Okay.
As opposed to an hour for me.
Sure.
That was the main reason. Because that was her environment, closer, I believe, to her. But I take care of my sister as far as holistically. I am the one that sees how plants make the difference. My sister's not quite there yet.
Sure. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Kaya, do you have any questions for Coach Kimmy?
Um, I mean, I guess one of my biggest questions would be, well, what's the biggest toll that you feel like individually? How have taking care of your parents, how's it affected you individually? Um, how's it taken a toll on your life, I guess?
It's very emotional. First, with my mother, now that she's here with me, I'm thankful that my mother is 94, almost 94 years old. For one, number one, that is a great blessing for me. But to see her not sharp as she has been mentally, that breaks my heart, because I truly believe that there's nothing with being, like I said, there's nothing old but your shoes, and you can change your shoes. And it's the same way I joke with my mom about that. You know, you can get a new pair of shoes, but your mind definitely has to be renewed. And when with the medications and with the stroke, emotionally, especially with my father, because my father was an avid tennis player. Every day that man played tennis, except maybe one day. So to see him lose one leg, then the next leg, I was devastated. And during that time is when I had vertigo really bad for me personally. Because I was traveling back and forth to see him, vertigo attacked me like ferociously when I was in the airport, and they had to call the paramedics for me. So the stress is stressful, and it's heartbreaking for me to see my parents in that way.
Got it. Yeah, great question, Kaya. So, Kaya, or one last question, Kimmy, have you ever experienced brain fog?
Yes,
All
yes,
right,
I have.
all right. So
Yes,
we're gonna let Kaya talk a little about brain fog because
Oof.
you think you can't see her right now, but you saw her a minute ago,
yeah.
and she's Kaya looks like she's what 23, 24, something like that. Anyway, um, had brain fog. So, okay, how old are you, or when? Tell us about your brain fog. This is just intrigues the heck out of me.
Yeah. Okay. So, first off, you cannot see me, you said, right?
Right.
Oh, darn it. Okay. Well, I was making faces, so you're missing out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
Go. Thank you a lot.
no, I think the most interesting thing about brain fog is I didn't know that I had brain fog until I didn't have it. So
Oh,
that's the most significant thing. It's like you walk into a room and you have all of these things that you've started and
Okay.
you don't know where it started, where it ended, where to even go from there. And then you finally have a mind that is sharp, you're on point, you can keep things together, and then all of a sudden you're like, how much easier is life now that I can think straight? So brain fog was an interesting thing for me to work through. Um, one, because I've got 4 kids, 11-year old and a 2-year old triplets. And it was hard just trying to, I mean, the day would go by and I'm like, I got so much stuff that I didn't do that I started. And I thought it was just me because I had kids, that I was getting older, and I learned very quickly that when it was a sign of insulin resistance. I just feel so much better now that I was able to address the insulin resistance, and now I feel like sometimes I'm just sharp. I get things done that I need to, staying on track, and life is a lot easier that way.
Well, did you? How did you? How did you find out that insulin resistance? Where did you learn this terminology? How did this all come about?
Actually, I can't believe that it took me 39 years to even hear the word insulin resistance. My best friend said that her doctor told her she was insulin resistant and put her on one of the jabby jabs. And then a friend of mine that I grew up with, Trenty Talk, he started talking about it as well. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy that 2 people who I know are now talking about insulin resistance and talking about not only brain fog that I was experiencing, but I was experiencing the weight gain and the inflammation and the fatigue. And I'm like, wait a minute. All of these are caused, or all of these are associated by the same root cause. So, like, let's just take care of the root. And everything did start to get better. No more inflammation. I can work out. My brain fog is so much better. My fatigue, I've got energy now. I can run around with the kids.
Now, when you came up with the brain fog, was that before the trips or after the triplets?
That was, I actually probably think that I've been experiencing it for a few years now. It just became very prominent after the trips because I needed to get stuff done. Life was just moving so fast. So I probably was experiencing it far before, probably after my first, but I didn't realize it until I fixed it.
Okay, Coach Kimmy, what is your experience with brain fog?
Well, I didn't realize that it was brain fog until actually after I started the protocol. I would just not remember some things. Like, for instance, something as simple as getting up and going to the refrigerator with the purpose of getting whatever I wanted out of there. And by the time I get up, I didn't remember what I got up for. My keys, even in looking for my car, where did I park? I noticed those little things. And really, for me, I am 66 years old, George. So I almost got you there. I'll be 67 next month.
Yeah.
Yes. But the brain fog.
You don't. Here's the rule, Coach Kimmy. If I couldn't have taken you to prom, you're a kid.
Well, I feel like a kid because I'm aging backwards. I feel wonderful. I really do. But no more brain fog. I mean, it's like if I do, the recall is quick now. It's not like it had been before.
Yeah, got it. Perfect. Yeah, no, my brain fog. One of my stories is it sounds crazy because that's the kind of things that happen, wasn't it? Is that and Jennifer says you do not look 66, Coach Kimmy. And but one day I made 5 trips, 100 yards in my car, and had to go around block in order to go back to the house to get something I forgot on the butcher block, which is 10 feet from the door. I forgot my phone. Like, how many times have people forgot phones? I forgot my briefcase. I forgot my lunch. I forgot my drink. I forgot my coat. I had 5 different trips. Everything was exactly on the same spot.
Oh, goodness.
That was really the beginning of my worry that, good gravy, I might be going down the path of my mom.
Oh.
And so that was before I had my blood work done. And if you don't know that story, Kaya and Coach Kimmy, is that in October 24, at the encouragement of others, I went in and got my blood drawn. Now, I'm smart. Okay, I'm smart. So I know that if you wait long enough, that it comes down. So I had a 20-hour fast and got my blood drawn at 2 p.m. Fast forward story is the fact that the laboratory and the clinic spent the rest of the day trying to get a hold of me to come back in because my fasting blood glucose was 834. 834. And my A1C was 18.1.
Unbelievable.
I should have been in a coma. I should have stroked out. I should have gazillion different things. And I thanked them, and I walked out of the closet, the clinic, and said, okay, cool. I walked in. I figured I could walk out. And I found the protocol, and that's really kind of saved my life. So
yes,
that's wild, George.
Yeah, that's real. So I'm gonna see if we can bring Todd to the stage. Todd, can you hear us? I can't hear you because your microphone's off.
How about that? How about now?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Coach
I
Kimmy,
got the George. I got the video in. Fix the settings
there you
and
go.
the volume.
All right, Coach
Go
Kimmy,
ahead.
can you hear Todd?
Yes, I can.
All right, Todd. Todd,
Yes.
you were a caregiver, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
And who were you giving care
Going
to?
there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
Okay. I
caregivers.
ended up after my father died. I moved in. I separated, and then from the wife, and I moved in with to my parents' house, and I was just helping out mom with a few things, but it ended up being shortly after much more than I anticipated. And I had a good friend across the street who was helpful to me because it was kind of a depressive time in my life. And he had cancer, but his health also went downhill too. So I spent the majority of 8 years taking care of my mom, making sure she got up, got out to her appointments, and my friend across the street, he ended up the end of his life having hospice in-home healthcare, and I was, in a sense, they had nurses come in every day, but I was the person that would run across the street if he couldn't breathe. If the temperature changed 2 degrees in his house, uh, he could not breathe. And I had to help him out with medications and so forth. So I was running across the street for about 4 years, back and forth, all day long.
So for 8 years, you were pretty much a primary caregiver to two adults.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And I wasn't prepared for it. I did not plan on it. Toward the end of this, I found out that I could have probably gone online and got certified as a caregiver with the state and probably got paid for it. But this was all my time, and I was not working during the whole time doing this.
You mean it didn't come with a manual to teach you how to do this?
Of course not. But the one manual I did get was when my friend Gary across the street was near death. I had to sign up as and have multiple witnesses up on the what's it called, the end of life care,
Okay.
the hospital, in-home hospice care. So yeah, I had a manual on that.
Okay. Coach Kimmy, do you have any questions for Todd?
How did you mentally cope with that? You said you were running back and forth. And, and also, would that have been something as far as being paid to take care of one? Would that be something that you would have really considered? Because that's been a topic for my sister.
Yes, it was brought up to a couple of friends, and actually one of my friends did get certified nationally because she had a couple of children with two autistic children, and through her divorce and some issues with the state, she had to fight to get control of her kids back, but she got certified in just about, I mean, she's state and federally certified where she can open up her own in-home healthcare company. So she kind of guided me through that. It's just that I did not follow through. I kind of felt, yes, I'd love to get paid for this because I'm paying money out of my pocket and all my time, but it's just kind of my personality. I got attention deficit and a little bit obsessive compulsive where I don't follow through with things. I wanted to do it, but I kind of felt guilty. Do I get certified to do this? I mean, this is my mom. And I had two siblings saying, hey, mom, just put her in a home. And I said, mom wants to live in her home that dad designed and built. I'll do everything I can. And if we have to sell her home at the end to put her in a hospice facility, okay. But so it was me, myself, and I had no sibling help. And Gary across the street was helpful in the beginning, but he had good knowledge because he took care of his mother for 30 years toward the end of her life. So he was a good example of how to do things and how to protect myself about what you should do to cover yourself should somebody want to file against me, let's say the state. But yes, you can get certified to my knowledge. And you go online, you sign up, and there's a course that you can go through. I could talk to my friend and look into that and maybe pass over a website. But it was a site for the state of Wisconsin, and I'm sure there's one for different states as well. And then there's a national one that she got certified with too. But you get paid on an hourly basis. You have to put in so many hours, and you know, I could have got paid just driving my mom to the doctor's appointment, but I did not get paid at all for that.
Okay. So when we start looking at this, guys, think about this. We've got Todd who helped care for 2. Jennifer, you're on, and you've helped take care of 2.
Yes.
We've got Kaya, and we could hear you there. Thank you very much. I'm excited, Jennifer. Kaya taking care of 3 babies, and then another, and then another. And Coach Cammie, she's helping take care of Mom. I mean, think about all the people in this circle, just a small little circle. How many people that we are currently caring or have helped care for, and then how many are going to need it past us, and who's going to care for us? And while we are caregivers, we tend to wear down, don't we? We really truly do. Jennifer, can you talk about that at all?
Well, thank you, and I'm sorry that we're having so many difficulties this evening, and I'm hoping everybody can hear me, especially the ladies.
We hear you.
Okay. You know, Kimmy knows this all too well. You know, George, you know this all too well from my story. You know, I cared for both of my parents. Both had cognitive decline. One is on 2 Alzheimer's meds. One is legally blind. And you know, when I jumped in with both feet, it was exhausting. It was overwhelming. I hadn't found our 3-step reset yet, and you know, my brain fog was so bad. I was putting their appointments. Now, mind you, they're both in their 80s. I was putting their appointments on the wrong week, on the wrong day, and for them to drive to an appointment that they'd regularly gone to. So Dad knew how to get there, and to find out that it was not the appointment day. And like, you know, Kimmy, you asked the question to Todd about the emotions that go in with this, and you've seen it with me as well. It is draining. You know, you want to do the best you can. You carry guilt if something goes awry. You know, and not everybody is on board with what you're doing. You know, like you, Todd, I was not getting compensated either. I did look into a few different avenues just so I could put it back into what I was doing for my parents. And, you know, there's different branches of insurance that, you know, doesn't allow that. So, and that's where Kimmy came into play for me. She had a lot of, you know, a wealth of information, and she had actually been on a call with my dad and I. So, you know, it ended up being very helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I answered emotionally how that was. Yes, it was draining, and I should have been going to counseling to help me out, because my day was only thinking about somebody else.
George, you
And
there?
Yeah, Kaya, we can hear you.
Okay.
And 2 years since Mom died now, I haven't retrained my mind to think, what does Todd need to do for Todd today? It's always was taking care of somebody else. So yes, it was draining, and getting out with friends was important. It's just that I became secluded in this caretaking household of one house and the guy across the street.
Todd, I know that all too well. And and trying to, you know, beginning to take care of ourselves is something that I struggle with. George and Cheryl have seen it with me for the last year.
Right. Do you feel guilty? Yes. In the end, my mom had a fall in the bathroom, tripped on her slip. She had so many injuries to her skeletal. She did not from it, but I was in the other room and I heard the fall, and I always said to myself, if I was in there helping, where nobody else is there, but I'm blaming myself for it. And how do you do that? It's just you have to start retraining yourself slowly, and I've been slow at doing.
See, if I may say something, when you talk about guilt, I understand what you say about that, but it's almost as if because your parents have, in a sense, have gone back to becoming a child or becoming a baby. The baby you have to take care of that baby, and then you have to take care of your parents. You don't exactly know how to do that, especially if you haven't had the certifications to train you somewhat of how to react, how to not leave them alone, how to change them, or how to take their clothes off. Something as simple as that. So when I look at my sister has neglected herself, and she's still working part-time, but she has let it go. She's let herself go. That what I did to try to help her was I actually hired an aide to assist her, and we did that, which is expensive, but we did it for a while, especially when she came out of the rehab. But my sister never got that balance to be able to take care of herself and take care of mom. And I never really leave her alone. She's gotten better now where we can leave her alone, but you know that when they're fragile like that, I probably was maybe a little bit more overprotective even when she's here, because she only has sight in one eye also, in that left side, so she kind of she veers to the left side, so I have to make sure I move the chairs or take the rugs up and things like that, so she won't fall or injure herself.
Yeah, it's kind of the child proofing of a home we've done. And not, of course, I'm a grandpa. I'm a great grandpa, so I mean, like, I'm at a point where child proofing a home. Now they're just gonna learn not to touch it. But yeah, I get it. When they're with an adult that could fall, then
Yeah.
that's the last thing they need to do. And back in the day, and again, I'm the old guy here. Back in the day, if someone fell and broke their hip, that was the clock ticking. That was it. School's going to be out pretty quick. Kind of like it's where it is now with someone diagnosed with, say, pancreatic. That's a quick line. That's generally a fairly quick line. But now, my grandma that at 98 fractured her hip, got it replaced, and almost wanted to join the cloggers. She went to 102. So, I mean, she was fine, So the hip's not a deal anymore, but falls are huge.
Yeah.
And having the muscle strength and core, that's something that's a lifestyle. That's a shift that we can do to ourselves. When we start looking at prevention, because we just got done talking about what? We just got talking about all the things that we're doing to manage. Physically help and manage, right? We're trying to improve the quality, improve their safety, and that type of thing. But if we look at it for ourselves, take a moment out and it's not being selfish, because what's the rule on an airplane? They tell you if oxygen is needed, the cup comes down, right? That little butter cup. And who are you supposed to do? You or everybody else around you?
That's right. No.
Everybody else? No, you're supposed to do yourself
First.
right? Do yourself first. If you can't save you can't save nobody.
That's right.
But when we're giving caregiving, like Todd and everybody else, and Jennifer, when we're giving caregiving, we forget about us. We're last. We don't eat first in the day. Now, we may shower first in the day because, we may do that. But at the end of the day, most everything has been out, out, out. We never exhale. Everything is inhaling. We're taking it in. We're taking it in. We're taking it in. We're doing this. We're doing that. Oh, the next meal, the next thing, the next cleanup. We got to do this. And it's an invisible checklist, isn't it, guys?
It is.
Oh, yeah, we got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. What did I forget to do? And then if we have brain fog, or attention deficit syndrome, like, oh yeah, we go all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So what we need to do is take care of ourselves, and that is not being selfish. That's being generous, because we have to be able to be the source of light, the source of energy. So lifestyle changes and dietary changes, and the reason I'm kind of on that point is because the latest research out of King's College in England, doing their twin research, is that they have said and they have found that even leg strength, improving leg strength, is an asset. That's a lifestyle, guys. That's a lifestyle thing. And so that's really what we want to look at, improving and that kind of thing. So let me ask you, let's go. What have you done for yourself? What have you done for yourself that will give you and allow you to be a better caregiver? What have you done for yourself that's going to, whether it's to your parents, your family, to yourself? What have you do, and what are you doing now? And Kaya, we haven't heard from you for a minute. What are you doing for yourself?
Really, I think, geez, recently it's been a lot of mindset things. Um, just putting a lot of positivity in my mind. That goes mind, spiritual, physical. That all goes. It's intertwined, right? So what I do for myself every day is I try to fill my mind up with as much positivity as possible. And then from there, it's like giving myself grace and knowing that it's impossible to make everything as perfect as I would like it to be within one day. So what can I do that one day, that one moment to improve and just give myself grace? You know, we all fail. We're all just trying to truck along, you know? So those are the two things, and educating myself. So I guess the three things, you know, mindset, giving myself grace, and educating myself. There's so much education that we're missing today, that's so useful and it's simple. There's a reason why we're not learning about it.
Yeah, perfect. Coach Kimmy, what are you? Let's bring it to you. What are the things that you're doing for yourself to make you more valuable to be able to yourself and then to others?
Well, just like she just said, education. That's definitely important. If you can learn how to do it better, to be more effective, learning from someone else how to do it, or whether it's learning from whatever other educator, it makes a difference. And as I said too, using the word balance, I'm learning how to balance myself and to have an order of things, especially when mom's here. I kind of put her on a schedule, and I'm grateful that she doesn't require like really intensive care, because she's pretty self sufficient now. Um, but for me, just it requires a lot of energy, because, and like I said, I may be a little overprotective of her because I serve her. You know, I serve her her food. I make sure she drinks her water because she doesn't drink enough water. You know, things like that. So I have to make sure that I stay healthy and take care of myself in order to take care of my mom.
So, what are a couple things you're doing for yourself so you can be better, more value for your mom?
Well, definitely my feel great system. I will not do without my fasting and my fiber. I love that because it keeps me alert. It keeps me just mentally sharp, gives me the energy that I need. And now is with me being recently retired, I'm investing more time in myself by reading more, exercising, definitely exercising. That's keeping me on top. That's keeping me vital. Um, and you got to keep doing it. You can't stop. You can't keep. It's KIM for me. You got to keep it moving.
There you go. I'm loving the big smile Jennifer's giving us here. Jennifer, what you got?
You know, I miss my friend Kimmy. I do.
I miss you
I would
too.
see her at least once a month, and I will tell you, if you don't follow Kimmy already, if you don't follow Coach Kimmy, she is worth a follow. She keeps it real. and that's what I appreciate about her. When I met her, um, and she can attest, like George could when he met me. I was in dire need of information, and for those that believe in God and Jesus, that was one of the first things I told her. God told me that you were the one. You were the one I needed to talk to, Kimmy. And for me now, what I do is I still struggle with reaching out for help, but I'm
Mm,
still practicing it every day. Either my friends call me or I call them, and they know that I'm in a tough season right now. So
mm,
they know that I'm just going to be sharing an overabundance of things because I'm just in a very, they would call it the winter season in the
mm.
middle of summer. So it's an emotional winter for me right now, and reaching out for me is big. Being able to depend on people that will give me their honest feedback is important. And I will tell you, George, if it wasn't for our 3 sticks a day, keeping my brain fog away, this would be a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Todd, what are a couple of things you're doing for yourself now?
What do I need to do? I've been saying it for a long time. Yes, I'm connecting with old friends again, and it started really meeting with you last fall, getting together with because I was not online, did not communicate with anybody online.
Mm,
Met some old college swim teammates and a high school reunion, 40-year high school reunion, and um, connecting on Messenger and going out with old friends again since my life completely changed. I lost a relationship with my 2 daughters and my ex-wife, and I felt
mm,
like a complete failure. But I was taking care of 2 dying people, and so
mm.
I inwardly looked negatively at myself. But my daily routine as a youngster was always athletic, and if I had a problem, I'd go out for a run, or if I woke up in the middle of the night, I'd do some exercise because I knew nobody else in my competitive event was doing that. So I just kind of wake up day to day. That's what I was doing for years. But starting on this unicity protocol has helped me feel better. I wouldn't say feel wonderful, but a lot of things have improved without the medications that I should be or was taking. Um, Insulin dependent for 50 years. My
Wow.
insulin dosage has gone down about 25%, but I don't crave the carbs. I feel good about that. It, I'm sorry, I'm near an airport, so you might hear the background. And so it's just go, and I'm getting together with some of my old college and high school friends that still swim or still do activity. And even though I'm not doing it, that's just too much for me. I just got to start slow. I'm communicating with them when they go to a meet, and it's encouraging. So that kind of thing is uplifting for me. I just have to get into a daily or a few times a week routine of physical activity to help the health.
And so Jennifer and what Todd has just joined the group, and he has going to do the Squid Games.
I did
Mm.
see Todd's name.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
So
So
Todd,
that
I'm excited for you.
I'm not on Messenger. I've never done it. I don't TikTok. I stay away from that China thing. So I have to sign up for this and learn all this stuff quickly. But the cool thing is this group of people that are learning together because I
Yeah.
need to be spoon fed as I go because I'm coming from nowhere. I have no experience with this.
and so we've got Todd. We have Todd version 0.26.
Okay.
It'll be good
Okay.
for you, though, Todd.
Version
It will.
26, right? Y'all
Hope
with me,
you guys
don't you?
good.
Yeah.
And so you see, you got the community, and everybody already loves you, buddy. So this is all of these things. This is what we do for ourselves too. We
Hmm.
share, and we get to identify, and we're not alone.
Hmm.
We're more alike than ever. But when we get into our own space, we are only in our own space, and then we only have our own little to talk to us. Like, come on. So this way, at least you get goofy me once a week on Sunday, all right? And a lot of you get me every day a little wagged out. But one of the things is that we get to care about caregivers. We get to care about what can we do for ourselves to not need care in the future. And some of that's going to fall into what? The feel great system. Does it work miracles? Well, it depends how you define miracles. Is better after 50 years? Is that a miracle? Yeah, in a lot of ways it is. Just drink a little bit of tea and you don't have some cravings. Drink a little bit of tea and your brain fog starts to go away. Drink a little tea or some fiber and you get better attitude and you get a smile and you feel like there's hope. Golly, that is, and those all are miracles.
Miracles.
They're miracles, aren't they?
Yes.
So anyway, guys,
George, but what if I don't have a good day?
What? What do I do?
Come on.
I do. What?
What
do I
did I say?
I don't know your question.
George,
I don't know your question. All I hear is
talking to me.
Yeah, now I can hear you. What is your question?
Oh, I was Joe. I said, George, but what if I don't smile today? What if I don't want to have a good day? Don't drink my tea. That's it.
Yeah, if you think about it, why think about it? What do I? What's my rule? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Act. Right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, act. If you think about it, you won't do it.
Yeah.
If you think about it, you won't do it. You right? And so what we want to do and what we kind of can do is you always have others. You have a community, a common ground community. Todd, when you were a competitive swimmer, you rallied around the team. The team, if you were having a bad day, if you weren't swimming up to your thing, the team was still there, right? It was all working. You have a common goal. And so this is all about team. This is all about common goals. It's about relationships and building friendships. People that Jennifer knows. I know when I need to call. I can sense in the universe that something's awry in the forest. There's and so what? Magically, deliciously, hey, what's up? And so we have that. And sometimes, and I know well enough when people are hiding, because I'm a professional hider. I can hide better than all of you. but I can sense that. I know that. And then it's not to fix anything. It's to listen.
Yep, to be heard.
It's to listen. So you can tell what's going on. And it's not, you should do that. No. Okay. Here's some ideas you might want to implement, or here's something you might try, or pull this together. Or do you have this on your checklist checked off? Maybe there's something we haven't done yet, and you check it off, and you'll get all peacocky. You're like, woohoo, look at me, I'm pretty good. So you get all excited about stuff. So that's one of the things that we like to do. So always feel free to reach out, because anybody that knows as much as they know now didn't know as much as you know then. You already are ahead of the curve. All right, they're over there, but you got this. You're there. You're one more step up. And so you have that because you have the strength of us. You have the strength of the community and people you don't even know. And then you get the strength of the relationships of people that you help. And you may not even be told that. But when you do get someone say, listen, you helped me. You helped save my life. You said that. Cheryl said somebody at a grocery store said she was all excited because she goes up to Cheryl and she says, you taught me to iron when I was 12. Now this is 60 years ago, but that's what, is that a lasting impact? Sure. So we never know the little things that we do that we're doing today. And the impact that you're having on my life is golden. It's precious. Couldn't buy this. And life simple pleasures are the best. The best moments we have are the ones that were free. I mean, the moon. We got all kinds of moons this month in July. We got a couple asteroid showers coming this way and that way. We got Venus and its buddy star going goofy. Those are moments. Those are just moments that you could catch. But the breeze in your face, the smile of the kid. You know, I have the ookie. This week, maybe let's do this for ourselves. Let's play a game. If you're out in public and you see a baby, you see a child, see if you can't get the ookie gookie face on before it turns around. If you have the ookie gookie face, say ookie gookie, you're back. If you have the old grumpa thing, they got the foot. So get that. Let's play a game this week. Let's see how every day if you can't give somebody an ookie gookie smile. How's that? Is that good? All right, guys, I love you. Thanks for being on. Next week we'll have less technical difficulties, or not. We'll see. Kimmy, have anything to say as a parting gift?
Well, I truly enjoyed this, Jen. Thank you for inviting me, George. Thank you for accepting me. It's great seeing you. And I just want to say to Todd, you are a gift. And whatever you can give to yourself and to others is irreplaceable. So continue to keep loving yourself. As we love ourselves, we're able to love someone else. And that's the greatest gift that we can give.
Denver, what do you got to show up, close up the shop? What do you got today, Denver?
I just want to remind everybody that there's hope. And coming from somebody who wanted to do everything perfect in life, I am not perfect. And nobody needs to be perfect. Todd, the way I look at it is I move slow and steady like a turtle. I am taking the marathon at the pace that I'm taking it. It's not a sprint for me. I have heard a lot about you. I'm so glad that I got to finally see your face and to meet you over this. And you're going to do amazing.
Yes.
Todd, you got anything to close us out?
I can't say from my experience and from some of yours too that you get so bogged down into doing the routine that you were doing as a healthcare helper. It's sometimes so beneficial to have like your sister. She had she's the primary caregiver, but you from the outside can see something different, like the routine or how you communicate can be improved. So I've had that help, but changing that routine, if mom was repeating things, and I would get frustrated saying we went through this like 2 hours ago.
Mm.
You know, so get some outside help from an outside person to give a little different perspective on your routine. So that has been helpful for me, probably helpful for you guys too.
Perfect.
Yes.
Guys, love you. Thank you. We will catch you next week.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks,
Thank you.
George.
Good night.